Okay, what's up guys? It's Dan from Spaghetti Code, and today we're going to do another video. Today we're going to be changing the charging port in this LG Stylo 5. This is a pretty easy repair, assuming you have all of your tools, which I just did and already don't have. So, first step is you're going to need some way to heat this back panel up. This back panel is glass and it's kind of adhered on, so I used this aluminum like heat plate deal, and we just set it on here, and I'm gonna let that heat up for just a minute while I grab the screwdriver that I'm going to need. So we're just gonna let that get nice and warm for a minute. Let's see if I can burn my hand on the camera. I hope I don't. Should do it for a second. So that's how I start. We just start loosening things up a little bit, and then I take a box cutter. It's a very thin blade, and I go right along the side of the glass where it meets the aluminum. Don't add any real pressure, just a little tiny bit at a time, so you can see I've got this in here. We're just gonna slide just a little bit. Now, this is where a lot of people screw up. Instead of trying to work your way all the way around with this metal piece, I'm going to use a deck of cards. Give me 1 second and I'm gonna grab my cards. So, I just use generic playing cards. Grab a couple out of here. Take the 5 of spades, whatever you get, and you're gonna jam it in there next to that razor blade and pull the blade out. You're not gonna need that piece of metal again. So now you've got something like this, and you can literally just work your way around. As you get stuck, because it's gonna cool off, so if you get stuck, you can kind of toss it back on the heat for a few seconds, grab another card, and resume. Work your way all the way around, and get that back glass off without breaking it. This is how I remove the back glass on just about, well, anything modern anymore, starting at like a lot of the Galaxy phones, like I think the Galaxy S6, maybe around there is where it started. So this is how I take those off too. We're halfway off. Now that we're here, we've got this little bit of area we can kind of wedge it out just a little bit. And we can keep going. Just a little bit at a time. It's just a piece of paper, so it's not a whole ton of pressure. Go. Up towards the top is a little bit stronger adhesive. We're almost done. I go through these cards a lot, you guys, so they're cheap. They're way better than using guitar picks. If you're using guitar picks, stop it, because that's trash and you don't want to do that. Okay, so we got this off nice and clean. The next trick here is we're going to take off this back protective thing here. There's a few screws. We're actually all done with the heat, I believe. So we're going to take these screws out. We're halfway done with this repair, nearly. I shouldn't say that quite yet. You can get these ports from several different places. This port here came from Amazon because the person was in a rush and needed their phone back. Normally, I would have bought this from Mobile Centrics. Mobile Centrics sells this charger port for about $3, and they've got different shipping options. So you can get it anywhere from shipped. You can get it anywhere from like $6 for like the slow shipping. That's total, by the way. Or if you were to overnight it, overnight with them is like $15, so you'd be at $18 to overnight it. But since I buy a lot of screens, normally I would have bundled that in with a screen order, because I can toss a bunch of stuff into an overnight shipment. So, but that didn't happen, and this person went the other way, and I think from Amazon it was closer to like 16. It was an Amazon Prime item, and so that worked. Okay, once all the screws are out, you're gonna work your way around the outside of this plastic thing. Oh, I left one screw in. Well, that's not doing me any favors. Take that out. Okay, so you're gonna work your way around. Just pop this plastic off. I'm hoping that I'm getting a lot better on the camera than yesterday. Okay, now the next step, you're just gonna pop the logic board out of here. So disconnect the battery. That's like first and foremost, always. Disconnect these couple of things, and I'm gonna disconnect that camera. At that point, I should be able to, I think I missed a step, and I'm gonna tell you in a second. I sure did. You're gonna want to take out the SIM card slot. I forgot to take out the SIM card tray. You need to do that. So if you haven't done that, do that before you start prying on the board. Okay. Now, take out your board. This part is down to the nitty-gritty. Here's our new port. Here's our old port. There's a little tiny piece of plastic being held by a screw. We're going to take that one out. And then basically we're going to peel this charging port and flex cable out of the housing. Gross. Okay, that one's all done. Now we're officially halfway done. Now we're going the other way again. We're just gonna take the new housing out. It slides right down in here. So we're gonna get that down in here. And it's just like that. It just sets down in. There's some adhesive left over from before. Put your plastic retaining clip back into position and just screw it closed. Make sure that your plastic thing is lined up real well though. Mine is not, so I'm gonna adjust that. Here we go. Now we're lined up. Screw it down tight. Now we can put our logic board back in. Make sure you lift up these tabs, like the camera one. Make sure that that's on top of the board, the same as your battery and your LCD cable down here, because otherwise you're going to be fishing those out in a few minutes, and you really don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to start plugging things back in. I am going to I like to put the SIM card tray back in to hold everything in. Connect all of your connectors like your new charger port. Connect all that stuff before you connect the battery. Well, since mine's a new one, I'm gonna disconnect it and reconnect. I just want to make sure I got a good grip on that. Yeah, it looks looks like it was. Looks like it's on pretty well. Okay, so that's pretty much it with that, you guys. At that point, just put your back cover back on, and you're going to pretty much be all set. Put your screws back in. Now, when it comes to the glass backing, you're gonna have this thing, and what I would do is take your old, because I'm gonna stop this video, you're gonna wanna peel this old stuff off, and you're gonna wanna get some double-sided 3M adhesive tape. They also sell that at Mobile Centrics if you don't have a distributor. But you're gonna wanna line that up on here, and basically you just set it back down, and you're all done. That's how you replace this port, guys. Thanks. Thanks for watching. If you're new, please click like and subscribe, and we'll keep coming with more content.